Hello everybody and welcome back to the European World Championship qualifier in Dublin, Ireland in 2015. I'm Rob Hooley, I'll be your host for today along with my colleague Oliver German. Joining me is Luke Withington, our strategy master.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. And also Matthew Bell will be joining us at some point today as well. Now, we've had 787 players attend yesterday, so huge competition.
Yeah, all of these people qualified all across Europe to join us here in Dublin, Ireland.
Yes, yes. Now, we have actually cut today to the top 128 players. Now, yesterday we had a look at kind of like where all of these players had come from, because of course with the European Championships, you got all sorts of different language-speaking players all coming to one place to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So let's have a look at our country breakdown, just see exactly where they came from.
That's almost a country breakdown.
It'll be there in a moment. There it is. Now, as you can see, a huge representation from the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
213 players all making their way over to this little isle. We got 117 German players just after that. Very, very strong contention from Germany, of course. We always have a lot of big-name players coming from there.
Yep.
Italy is one of the largest markets as well, so great to see that they've made their way over here. Quite a few Irish players as well have made the trip over, so that's a really nice thing to see. And of course, a few Northern Ireland players as well over from around. But well, there's quite a big player base in Belfast, so yes, that's absolutely fantastic. Now we can also have a quick look at what decks they were playing as well, because we have the meta breakdown. So if we could bring that up as well. Now, as we thought, the big blue elephant in the room. Is definitely
big and blue.
Yes, it's big and blue. Necros is making a massive appearance. Now, I'm assuming that you thought that this was going to be the case.
Yeah, as expected, that Necros. We were talking with Ollie yesterday about this. I expected there to be more Necros. I was expecting around. I predicted around a 50-50 split between Necros and then other decks. Yeah, just everything else. With these kind of 5 decks. Up there at the top, which is as expected.
Now that's actually less than 50% of the field across there as well. So it's quite nice to see a lot of people trying to play other things. Now, Clifford running up behind, do you think that's because of the advent of Wavering Eyes?
Yeah, I think so. And then Burning Abyss straight after that can only be accredited to the North American World Championship qualifier. Definitely. Because of their success there.
Shadow is just after that, so we're still seeing that even after it's almost been a year since Duelist Alliance came out. Yeah. So it's nice to see it still in contention. Yeah. Satella?
Same again. Satella Knights just came out in Duelist Alliance and have been just gaining more and more support throughout that time. And same with Clifford and Burning Abyss.
And of course we got Ritual Beast that we saw basically take 2 slots at the North American WCQ. Do you think we will see anything like that?
I think, I don't really know. We're going to have to see what happens today, but I think a few will probably take one of those top 64 slots.
Now, Infernoid, the deck that nobody really was playing when Secrets of Eternity came out, suddenly kind of got much, much bigger, and we still have 16 players that turned up today just to make sure. Well, it's basically one of the top level of the other decks, as it were, before we go down there. Now, in that 59 other, I know for a fact that Matthew Mills is in there with his hero deck, which we featured yesterday, and he is currently undefeated. Wow. So he's the only person currently to be undefeated coming into day 2. Yeah. So we may actually see him again when we make that cut.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there.
So do you think Heroes has a chance?
I like to think so. I've met Matthew before, and he's very, very good, so if he manages to pilot the deck all the way, then I wouldn't be too surprised.
Brilliant. Now, we actually have a fair few players that, well-known players. We've got Federico Sapini, we've got Michel Gruner, we've got quite a few players that are already still in contention, so we might actually see some big names pop up as well within the next few rounds. Yeah. We'll have to see what they've been playing, maybe Turbo Towers, maybe Necros, who knows?
Maybe Necros.
Who knows? Now, our players have just made it up for round 1. They're just currently shuffling the decks. So let's have a look and see who we've got for you today. We've got Sebastian Moser, who is the Austrian national champion. Yep. And he is playing Yo Senju. Yep. Now, is there anything here, because we've just received the deck lists, that you can see that might be interesting? I mean, he's playing Karkar D, so just to get a little bit of extra draw. Yeah. Well, it's the anti-meta build by the look of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's running Vanity Temptress, Macrocosmos.
He's running more trap cards than anything else in his deck right now. side deck options quite interesting. He's playing Mirror of the Ice Barrier. That's always one that can really show up for. And Xing Zhen Hu, which is a very, very old card.
Yes, it is.
From what I remember, I think it locks down a set card when you play it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
that's what it does.
It's very interesting.
Now, we're against Giovanna Paolini from Italy, who is playing Necros. Let's have a look here. He's playing the build that puts basically Shadow Dragon straight in the deck to make sure that you're getting some nice spell and trap destruction through monsters.
So he must be playing the Armageddon Knight build. Yeah, he is. He's playing the Armageddon Knight build. So we'll see. We've not actually seen one of these builds on the stream yet. So I think we should get into it and see what we.
Yeah, he's also playing Solemn Scolding as well, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
So he is playing the Solemn Scolding build. Now, our players are ready, so let's take you over to the table where all the action is just starting. They're just rolling the dice now and getting ready to play.
So the interesting thing with this Necros deck, so as you say, he's playing Solemn Scolding. So people have been talking about the Solemn Scolding, but it's more known as a North American build, the Solemn Scolding build. That's where we first saw it. And it's all about just producing a Diginlock and then protecting it with Solemn Scolding. So if you don't know what Solemn Scolding does, it can negate it negates spell and traps, and it can do summons as well, if I can remember correctly.
Basically what it is, it's
Solemn
Judgment.
Yeah.
It is Solemn Judgment, but it costs you 3,000 life points, and you have to have it be the only card that's set on your field.
Yeah, but he's only playing 4 trap cards, so the chances of it being his only set card is quite high.
Yeah,
and he's playing, I think that's Vanity's Emptiness. His deck's actually in Italian, so it's quite hard to distinguish, but I'm pretty sure that's Vanity's Emptiness.
That is Vanity's Emptiness, yes.
Yeah, so
okay,
we'll see.
Just getting the.
We'll see what goes on here. We've not seen this build yet. It's quite interesting. A lot of people don't like this build because you have to play cards that you don't want to draw. Now that's the likes of Farfar and Armageddon Knight, things like that you just don't really want to draw. However, another interesting part about his deck list is he's side taking 3 mistakes. That's very strange. We seem to be having some technical difficulties with the app at the moment, so we're unable to show you the cards that they have.
So, looking into it, Giovanni has just gone for
an immediate preparation of rights. Yeah, and he got a Bryanak and searched out Shurit. So here we go, straight with the Necros Kaleidoscope, tributing the Shurit to summon Valkyrus. Now it's quite a strange first turn play, but it must have been the only option he had here.
Let's have a look at Sebastian. We've got Mystical Space Typhoon, Vanity's Emptiness, Bottomless Trap Hole, and Pot of Duality.
Yeah, so he's opened very kind of standard for Yosenju, just a lot of back row. The main thing here is going to be what these Pot of Duality can bring him from his deck, because he doesn't have a monster right now.
So Giovanni putting down a big monster on turn 1.
Yeah. So I don't know whether he knows what he's playing or not, because it does seem quite strange. But there we go. He does tribute off the Valk to clear his board so that he can be Trishulid. But he doesn't know right now that his opponent's not playing Necros.
So it's a very tactical move.
Yep. And there he's going to clean out his graveyard, banishing those mirrors to search for more mirrors. Now just Things Your Deck allows you to have a draw phase next turn, which isn't just drawing into other mirrors, because you can search them out, so there's no point drawing into them and wasting your draw phase like that.
So he's amassing quite a nice hand there.
Yeah, so he's perfectly crafted his hand for next turn, being able to summon Senju, get a Unicorn, play Necros Kaleidoscope on that Unicorn, do that whole play. So let's see just how shocked he is when he finds out his opponent's not playing Necros at all. He's playing Yosenju.
Well, to see Yosenju go so far up at the moment, because this is actually, we didn't mention, a bubble match.
Yeah, so
they neither of them really want to lose this.
No.
That's probably one of the reasons why Giovanni is actually playing so
cautiously.
Now, that is a Kama 1, a Tenki, and a Kama 1. Looking at Sebastian's hand, he's got quite a nice little...
yeah, so that's perfectly fine. He has a monster now. That's all we were waiting for, because he doesn't play many monsters, so the trouble is usually having too many spells and traps cards. But he has a monster now. Now all he has to do is protect that monster for a little while.
And he's adding Camera 3 to his hand, so when Camera 1 and Camera 3 jumps down, he can then search for another card. He'll have a Bottomless Trap Hole and a Vanity's Emptiness with 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. The Mystical Space Typhoons getting rid of the Solemn Scoldings, and Vanity's Emptiness getting rid of his deck.
Yep.
Yep, pretty much. There's no question.
Vanity's Empty Smash.
Vanity's Empty Smash, yes.
Very interesting card name there. Very interesting. So the thing with the Yosenju monsters, they're a lot like the old Spirit monsters. Whenever they've been normal summoned during that turn, they return back to the owner's hand during the end phase.
That's correct, yeah.
So here we see Karma 1 and Karma 3. So Karma 3's effect is when another Yosenju monster inflicts damage to your opponent, you get to go and search your deck for another Yosenju card. Now, that's pretty powerful, considering Yosenju have the Yosenju Secret Move card.
Yes.
Now, that's just a New Age Infernity Barrier. That allows you to negate any effects, whether that's a spell or a trap or a monster effect, and just destroy it. It's pretty powerful, but you gotta have a Yosenju card on the field.
Which is why they play the Yosenju Sinju, isn't it?
The Pendulum one, yeah. Because that kind of sticks
actually
around.
Playing that.
Is he not?
No, he's not.
All right, well,
he is
still
playing he's playing Camera 1, Camera 2, Camera 3, and Suchik. This is only Yosenjus.
Yeah. So still, what it allows him to do is make sure that whatever plays he wants to make during his turn are definitely going to happen.
Yeah. That is the idea.
Yeah. So the idea behind this Yosenju deck is just to control your opponent with these spell and trap cards, and then you just keep bringing your monsters up and down on the field to be able to attack. So something else that we missed out on mentioning is the fact that when the Yosenju monsters are summoned, they can normal summon another Yosenju monster straight away, and you can just keep doing that over and over again. You can just summon like 5 Yosenju monsters straight away and hit your opponent with them. Now, that's quite a lot of damage when you can do that over and over again, especially when you keep getting a search off of Karma 3.
So it's basically they just like jumping.
Yeah, they like jumping a lot.
Yeah, it's raccoons that like jumping.
Yeah, so they like jumping up and down and spinning around and Yosenjuing, if that's a new verb that I can make up on the spot.
Okay, so we got a Senju with 1,000 hands coming down, and it's going to search the deck.
It'd be so much better if they were chameleons. You'd be like, I'm a chameleon? No, okay, right.
No.
Yeah,
No.
so Senju goes into the deck here, and he's going to be looking for that unicorn. Now, I think that his plays are going to get stopped quite soon by Vanity's Emptiness, and at this point, this is where you'd think to yourself, oh well, you know, he's got a Manju on the Senju on the field. Sorry, you know, he's going to be able to just keep attacking. But the issue is the Yosenju monsters don't get affected by Emptiness at all.
No, not really.
He can just keep summoning the monsters over and over again.
None of them special summon.
Nope, just he can normal summon three different Karma monsters each turn and just attack and do some damage.
Looking at the hand there, the only real defense that Giovanni has got to put up is the Book of Eclipse.
Yeah. Oh well, Valkyris as well.
And of course Valkyris.
Yeah.
Unless Secret Move comes down, and then of course.
Yeah. So he does have a Secret Move, but he's going to want to keep that around because because of the emptiness. He doesn't want to be playing Secret Move yet.
He doesn't quite have a Secret Move.
Oh, does he not have one yet?
No, he doesn't. Not yet. This is what he's currently got in his field.
Right. So yeah, Bottomless Trap Hole, Mystical Space Typhoon, and the Vanity's Emptiness. Yeah, so I think he's just gonna normal summon 3 of his Yosenju monsters and attack.
And Suchik is gonna just make things absolutely huge.
Yeah, so Sujik's the only one that doesn't have the effect where it's normal summon. You can normal summon another one. It has 2 effects: one while it's in hand and one while it's on the field. While it's on the field, you can target another Yosenju monster and give that some attack point boost. Or during the damage step, you can increase the attack.
You can discard it as well.
Discard it to increase the attack, yeah. So we see him just looking through his options here. I think the Necros player just went ahead and set like some cards that are not really useful. They're just bluffs.
A Book of Eclipse and
So Book of Eclipse, yeah. So I don't know whether it'd be worth him playing Book of Eclipse just to try and, because if the Yosenju monsters Book of Eclipse, they don't go back to the hand because they forget the way that they were normal summoned in the end phase.
Is that how it's being ruled?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we had a long discussion about that.
Yeah.
At the start of the weekend.
Yeah. In the end, we decided we were going to go with that.
Okay. So Suchik is now on 2,000 attack.
Yeah, and Necro Valley to boot as well. He must have drawn that this turn. So Necro Valley just stops a load of Necros plays. You can't banish cards from the graveyard. and you can't move cards from the graveyard unless it's the card itself moving it.
So yeah, so you can't actually put cards from your graveyard into your hand, banished, or back into your deck, or summon them.
Yeah.
Doing basically the Gravekeeper's doing what they say.
Yeah. They're keeping the grave absolutely safe. And that stops all sorts of stuff, like Trishula, stops the Necros mirrors, being able to use their effects to search more Necros mirrors.
Now, interestingly, knowing that your opponent is playing Necros, possibly a Solemn Scolding build, because that's only one of the really cards that they set, that and Mystical Space Typhoon, but if you have it, you'd have used it by now.
Yeah. So here we go. He plays Book of Eclipse here.
Is there any reason why you wouldn't just do completely blind Mystical Space Typhoon in the end phase?
To get rid of the Vanity's Emptiness, you mean?
No, for the Yosenju player.
Oh, yeah, no reason not to be honest. It'd be worth doing it just because he knows that that's either going to be a very, very powerful trap card, because Necros don't have space to play anything other, and yeah, if it is a mirror, then that's just one less mirror they're going to have.
And the only reason, obviously, is to make sure that the Vanity's Emptiness... Now, it looks like it's being ruled that they do return to hand.
Yeah, okay, well...
Fair enough.
Okay. So, yeah, we must have changed that when I left. But, okay, so we see one of the great plays that you can have with Senju, where if you Book of Eclipse it, you get to search again, because it's when it's flipped summoned as well. So, let's have a look. He's going to be able to craft his hand even further here to get to where he wants to be. Now, the destruction of Vanity's Emptiness isn't really looking like it's going to happen this turn. So, wow, he had a Manju as well. So he's just going to be able to keep searching, probably getting Valkyries. So a really good way to combat the Yosenju deck is to just be able to keep doing these continuous attacking with your Manjus and Senjus, and then just using Valkyries to protect against the Yosenju monsters. So even if he does have Vanity's Emptiness, it doesn't really matter. He can just poke him down with these little fairy monsters, the 1,000-hand monsters. Just keep on going, because 2/8 every turn, that's soon going to add up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sebastian's currently on 3,800.
Yeah. That's going to require like one more monster, and then these 2,000-hand monsters.
Sebastian's hand is looking absolutely huge.
Yep. So he does have a Ring of Destruction.
He's got the ability to summon all 3 Kamas, and then the Suchik as well.
Yeah.
And he's got a Ring of Destruction, and he's got a Fiendish Chain.
Yeah. So that Ring of Destruction is not going to be doing him much use right now, because he doesn't want to be reducing his own life points at all. Here we go. So we're going to see him probably drop his whole hand with all of these Karma monsters. Yep. So that's
drew into the other one there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. How he's able to just
drop his entire hand onto the field.
Not even special summoning, just normal summoning these. Now this is quite dangerous, but he's bouncing them. Yeah. Yeah, so I think Giovanni's just going to have a quick read to see if it's not once per turn. I think it is once per turn, but it's only the card. It's not the actual named card, so you get one for each one you have. Now, I don't think he has anything that's going to get around Valkyries here. There's nothing that's going to get around Valkyries. Yeah, so did he... Oh, he seems to have conceded. Yeah. Why couldn't he have played Valkyries? Did he not have a... Oh, of course, Necrovalley was on the field.
Yes, it was.
Wow, okay. I feel like an idiot because I missed that. Anyway, yes, so that's why that was an OTK. Well, he killed him in OTK, I don't know. But, yeah, so Yosenju's storming out the blocks.
Yeah, it's basically just what they do.
I'm going to put my whole hand on the field, and then...
I'm going to make sure that you can't do anything, and then I'm going to put my whole hand on the field, and then you're just going to like it.
Yeah, just going to reduce all your life points. Yeah, that was a really good face just then. Was that you not liking it?
No, that was me going, this is exactly what Yosenju do.
Yeah. Well, so let's see if he puts any more trap cards in his deck then, Rob, because he has a lot right now.
He does have a lot of trap cards, and is there a Royal Decree there? Yes, there is, and I'm pretty sure that the Necros player will be putting Royal Decree in his deck now.
We also see the Denko Sekka. Now, that's obviously very interesting, because if Giovanni manages to just summon Denko Sekka and have no set cards, then his opponent just can't use any of his set cards.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, as Matt would say, he can't play Yu-Gi-Oh!
And Anti-Spell Fragrance is going to be going into the main deck for the Yosenju player.
Yeah. It's another great card against Necros, because it stops them from doing their plays each turn. And the thing with it is, because you're searching out your ritual spells each turn, you can't be setting up like an entire play's worth of ritual spells onto the field so you can play them all the next turn, because of the way that, because of the way you keep searching them as you do your summoning. You don't really get a chance to set them all at once.
Yeah.
So I definitely think we're going to see the very basic. I think he's going to do this, so she's going to do this. I think Giovanni's going to put in the roll decrees, and Sebastian's not going to turn around and think, oh, well, he's not playing any trap cards right now. Let's take away these mystical space references. He's very much going to keep those in.
Yeah.
Also, we haven't seen Solm Scolding yet, so he doesn't know that's what build he's playing. We didn't see any trap cards from Giovanni, actually.
That is correct.
So they're just shuffling up now, and we'll get straight into it.
Ryan and Michael are doing the stretches.
Yeah, they seem to be doing some stretches here.
It's very, very stressful pressing buttons on the app. They may pull a muscle.
Yeah.
So they're just making sure that they're completely limber and fit for everyone at home.
Yeah, I mean, turning your head quite a lot. I mean, Michael, I don't know what's happening, Rob. I can't keep this up. What's going on?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's like they're having a mild aerobics class in the middle of the feature match area. But, the players seem unfazed, to be honest.
I think Sebastian's kind of weirded out.
Yeah, a little bit. That's why he's just not looking. He's not looking at them. He's like, if I can't see it, then that doesn't mean it's happening.
Okay, so we're going on to the next
Back
game.
to the
There's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
the handshake. And hopefully Ryan and Michael are limber enough to tell us what's in the hand.
Yeah, let's see those loaded in. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see whether we get some of these side deck options.
There?
I see a trap card, and he has multiple monsters, which isn't fantastic for a Yosenju player. I see a Karma 1, and that spell card. What is that spell card? I don't see what the spell card is. But I think a lot of his spell cards are ones that you just directly play as soon as you have them. So.
Okay, so we've got a Bryonac Unicorn Kaleidoscope and two Mantra.
That's a card D. Wow, that's fantastic.
And 5 Formation Tenki, Cam 1, Fiendish Chain, Mind Crush, and the card D.
Yeah, so card is a very interesting card. It allows you to tribute itself during main phase 1 to draw 2 cards, but immediately you have to end your turn.
That's correct, yeah.
So you're kind of trading off part of your turn for more cards. Now that seems pretty worth it to me.
Giovanni has just drawn into Shadow Dragon.
Yeah, so again, this is one of the reasons why some of the players don't particularly like this build, because you may draw things like the Shadow Dragon. The Shadow Dragon's not one of the worst ones to draw, because you can use it for a ritual summon, and then it gets its effect to destroy a spell and trap card on your opponent's side of the field.
Yep. Now, Sebastian's got the Mind Crush and Fiendish Chain down, so any searches that happens, he is going to get rid of it. Yeah,
so the Mind Crush can be really well timed against the Necros deck, where if they're about to summon something using one of their ritual spell cards, if you Mind Crush it, not only do they not get to summon anything at all, or potentially have to, because if they've played it, they have to try and perform that ritual summon. If they don't, if they don't have any ritual summon possible, then what they have to do is just reveal their hand to you. Now that's very important.
Yes, knowing exactly what your opponent's got. Now looking at it, he already has a Kaleidoscope in hand.
Yeah.
And a Unicorn.
Yeah. So let's see. I don't know if he's already searched or not. I don't think he's searched yet because we've still got Manju in hand, so it's not updated yet.
And he's just searched for Trish.
That's potentially so he's gonna do the fake out. He's gonna fake it out. He's gonna fake it out, Rob. This is exciting. I do this quite a lot.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. So I think he's gonna go get Shuret from his deck. I don't know. I do this little fake out quite a lot. So let's see. Yeah. So he had Shuret. He's gonna play Kaleidoscope, and his opponent's gonna have Mind Crush. He's gonna think, oh, I'm just gonna Mind Crush that Unicorn there. And he's going to be pleasantly surprised when he flips that up and says Unicorn. He's going to discard that. Oh no, he said Shuret. Oh wow, okay. So he outsmarted the outsmart. That was
he outsmarted the outsmart.
He outsmarted the outsmart. However,
my word.
My word. He outsmarted the outsmart. Right, but so not necessarily. He saw him that he was going to search that Shuret, and so he managed to just continue with his regular line of play. That's a really good move to do that, because if your opponent does call Unicorn and doesn't outsmart the outsmart, then you can just tribute the Shuret from your hand and summon the Trishula, and then your opponent just gets Trishula'd, which is unpleasant.
So,
He's going to continue his regular line of plays now.
Yes.
And so he's got the Unicor on the field. So Unicor's not, in this matchup, not going to be much use. It negates the effects of monsters special summon from the extra deck. But
and Shurit went and got a...
No, it wasn't Shurit. It was the Herald of the Arclight.
Ah, the Herald of the Arclight.
But still.
Did not see it go to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Okay, so there goes down the mirror. Trishula comes out, and it has a Fiendish Chain on it now.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate. We're going to see him do 3/7 here. So
now it's important to note Sebastian went up to 3 card D, and unfortunately he has now drawn both of them with his card D.
Yeah, he has 3 card Ds?
Yep, he's running 2 in the main, 1 in the side.
Oh,
he seems
okay.
that he sided it in.
That's interesting. So what he must be doing here, he's trying to just draw into his really good anti-Necros cards, and he just happens to have drawn a lot of cards. So we saw this a little while back at YCS Berlin, where Fire Fist, it was known as the +1 Fire Fist deck, because that was quite a slow meta game. You could just be summoning card D and be like, oh yeah, it's fine. I'm just going to go and get some more cards because I get you get a +1 because you get to draw 2 cards, whereas card D is only 1 card. You're only using 1 card to get 2, and because of the slow nature of the format, you could do that and just get more and more cards and produce some really great plays. But I don't think it's as good now as it was back then.
No, not necessarily. You're leaving your field wide open just to have something terrible happen to you.
Yeah, something sinister. What?
Sinister.
Sinister, something sinister.
That's an interesting choice of words.
Yeah, well, Trishula's quite sinister. I mean, banishing 3 of your cards isn't a nice thing to happen. And
here comes an Emerald.
Yeah, so that's a great play. He can just recycle some of these cards here that's in his graveyard. He's probably going to put back. I can't see. I think that might be the Herald. Yeah. You put back the Herald, a Unicor, and a Bryonak. That's kind of generally what you'd put back there. So that allows him to shuffle those into the deck and then draw 1 card. And you might think, oh, just 1 card. That's not very good for an Exceed summon.
But you can always just be 1 card short and 1 day late.
Oh wow! I was actually going to say 1 day late, but you already were there.
No, sometimes I just like an ending that I can celebrate. I went there.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So Giovanni here is looking pretty commanding in this position. His Trishula did get Fiendish Chained, but if this Emerald sticks around, it's going to be... Yeah, Sebastian's going to have a bad time. However, Sebastian was looking not in a great position at the end of last game. I thought he was going to just get Valkyrist over and over again.
Yeah, he does have the ability to just go Camera 1, Camera 2.
And
Camera 3.
Camera 3, yeah.
So he can actually start doing his attacks.
Yeah, so this Fire Formation Tenki card, when it's placed on the field, allows you to go and get a Beast Warrior from your deck, and all the Yosenji monsters...
Would he go and get Camera 3, or would he go and get a Suchik? He's got his Camera 3.
I was going to go with Camera 3, to be honest, because he's going to be able to do some attack damage,
yeah.
And get
Camera 2 and then bounce.
Yeah, so he can play Camera 1, Camera 2, Camera 3, bounce the Daigusto Emerald, attack directly, because you don't really want to be dealing with the Trishula right now, because what that's doing, that's locking down your opponent's field. He can't use any of his Necros Mirror's effects.
And how many Trishulas
from the graveyard
playing as well? Just the 1?
He is playing just 1, yeah. Yeah, he's just playing 1 Trishula. He's not got any side deck for... No, that'd be crazy, but he might... No Trishulas in the side deck.
And once again for Yosenju, boom, field presence.
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere. And he's playing around a lot of very good Floodgate cards. None of these would be affected by Affinity's Emptiness or the likes of Lose 1 Turn. Only things like Recreate potentially or Skill Drain stop these happening because they don't get to normal summon like one after another.
Yeah,
because that is an effect. So yeah, I think what's going to happen here is he's going to have to try and get his own Trishula off the field. I don't know how he's going to do that right now, but let's have a look at his hand. So he has a Bryonak, Shadow Dragon, and a Manju. So he's going to be able to use those to perform a ritual summon next turn because he has Manju and a Bryonak. But let's see. So he doesn't play another Trishula. The only line of plays I can see here really is to try and just get as much damage on the board as possible while not being able to use my mirrors in the graveyard. But that's not really good. It's not a good play. Actually, that'd be a pretty cool play for him to make. If he's got a Unicor in the graveyard, he can go and search for a cycle and then tribute the dragon to...
He doesn't anymore.
Oh, yeah, he put it back, didn't he, with Emerald?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's not good. What do we
Oh,
see here?
that
Okay,
is
it's
a-
Ptolemaeus.
Is that Ptolemaeus?
Yeah, he seems to be rearranging the Ptolemaeus. Yeah, so Ptolemaeus goes...
Yeah, Ptolemaeus.
Ptolemaeus goes there.
And he's now Constellar Diamond.
No, in the end phase, he put Constellanite Diamond underneath the Ptolemaeus.
No,
so
he's actually played it.
Has he?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't.
That's what our thing is saying.
That doesn't look like Diamond.
No, it does look like Ptolemaeus, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because Diamond. If it was Diamond, the two Exceed cards would have to be in the front. Pretty sure that's just Ptolemaeus. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. So he summons his Manju.
And he does have now the Valkyrus and a Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, so he could take that line of plays. So he might go and search for a Unicorn and then Kaleidoscope, send a 12 from the extra deck to summon Unicorn and Valkyrus, just to try and really push through and do some damage here. So he's shifting from Ptolemaeus into Constellanite Pleiades. Yeah, so it was a Ptolemaeus, but here we see him switch into a Pleiades, which isn't going to be much use because Unicorn's on the field now. Then it gets the effects of all monsters special summon from the extra deck. So that was pretty useless, to be honest.
And he loses at this point, almost. Actually, that's only 3,500 damage.
It's so 3/7. Oh, 3/7 and then Cowboy.
Yeah, and then Cowboy.
Yeah.
It's just doing the last bit of damage.
Shooting from the hip. Shooting from the hip.
He is indeed shooting from the hip, as Cowboys do.
Yeah.
Now, he is now going into Game 3. Is he going to side again? And is he going to take those card Ds that completely clogged his hand rather than filling it out?
I don't think that was a bad move. That wasn't a bad move. It was a correct play to put those in, because then you can it kind of increases the consistency of your deck, because you're drawing into these trap cards that you have. But
it basically it's lose one turn, because you are losing one turn to be able to draw those cards.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he did get unlucky here, because that's just unfortunate. I don't think that's going to happen again. So I say that and he's going to open 3 cards, right? It's going to happen. It's going to be like 3 cards and nothing else.
You're just giving him bad luck.
I'm going to give him bad luck. The commentator's curse is real. So yeah, we might see him side deck one out just because of that. He might just be thinking, wow, my cards don't really like me. I'm going to take one of these out. He's going to have to find the one that he put in. Must be the cursed one. Must be cursed somehow.
Yeah, it's very possible that he put a second Necro Rally in as well.
Yeah, I most definitely think he would have. Potentially the Dimensional Fissure doesn't really affect Necros too much.
Well, it's annoying.
It's annoying, yeah.
Because you're not going to have any Valkyrus targets.
Yeah,
you're not going to have anything for any of your ritual cards.
Yeah, but you can. It's a target for Trishula, not a target.
But to be fair, there's Macrocosmos.
Yeah, and that's mildly frustrating when you play Macrocosmos, because all of your mirrors are going to get banished whenever you play them as well.
Yeah.
And your Herald of the Arclight's not going anywhere, which is just not nice. But still, so he's still going to have a load of these trap cards. It's quite funny actually. He's playing only one lose one turn. That's quite weird. I'd play more, because lose one turn, lose one game, as they call it. I don't personally call it that, but that's what the cool kids are doing. So
look what else he had to fit in.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff.
He's got a lot of one-offs.
Yeah, compulsory evacuation device. That's not one that is very famous recently.
Really?
No, I don't think. A lot of people have been not playing compulsory, but I guess that's just because it's one of the cards that isn't great against Necros. To be honest, it's probably one of the cards that I'd see him side deck out potentially, or he might have a better idea of how to use that card. It's just not very good against Necros. There's no real reason why you want to give them back their ritual monster.
No, which unfortunately means that Camo 1 doesn't really do a massive amount.
Yeah, so I think Camo 1's slightly more effective because it doesn't stick around on the field. It's one of those when it's like, oh, I really get to choose when I want to use this effect, whereas Compulse you may be forced into using it if your opponent uses Necros Mirror and you see they have a Shrit in the grave and they've just searched a Trishula, then you know the inevitable is going to happen, and you don't really want to be playing that compulsory evacuation device, whereas the Hammer 1 is like, it's always going to be back in hand. It's good. So it seems Michael and Ryan have finished doing their aerobics now. And we're going to move straight into game 3 here. They're just shuffling up. So, who do you think we're going to see go first here?
It's a very good question.
I think it's most likely going to be the Yosenju player.
So he can just get his setup.
Yeah, I think both players kind of have the mindset of I want the Necros player to go second because the Yosenju player wants to be able to get his trap cards and set them up first turn.
And the Necros player wants to draw more cards.
Yeah, why not? It's that as well. It's just there's no reason to go first. Like you don't get to attack in your first turn, and you
get more. So you get more cards, and you can attack.
Yeah, and Necros really enjoys doing that, and they can just win very quickly, producing quite powerful boards of monsters.
That's actually a change that's happened whilst we've been on the live stream, isn't it not? Last year.
Was it? It's really strange.
It came out with the Super Starter Space-Time Showdown.
Oh yeah, with Space-Time Trapple. That was. It must have been just then because I'm trying to remember. It actually feels like we've always been this way, but I've been playing this game for like over 10 years now, and it wasn't like that.
No. It used to be everybody wanted to go first because they got set up and they get to draw extra cards.
Yeah.
And now when we're at a phase where it's like, I should go second because I'm going to get more cards and I can attack.
Yeah. It was actually really interesting when that rule change came into place because so many people were like, but I don't know. Does the dice roll matter now? Do I get to choose?
That's the point. It does matter.
Yeah.
Like people, because it was always a case of you want to go first.
Yeah.
Like you always want to go first, and it just meant that part of the rules just completely out.
So that is quite interesting that Sebastian decides that he's going to let Giovanni go first.
It's preparation of rights.
That's not what we were saying. We were wrong.
No,
So he's gonna let Giovanni go first here. I don't know why. Maybe he's side decked in such a way where he's gonna be able to play some good cards or something in the second turn. He just wants 6 cards.
Now looking at Sebastian's hand, Necro Valley, Fiendish Chain, Bottomless Trap Hole, Pot of Duality, and Yosenju Kama 3.
That would have been a fantastic turn
First turn, yeah.
That would have been a really good turn 1.
So it may have just been a little bit of a misplay.
Yeah, and so Giovanni's also going to be able to just set decree and pass. That's a real shame.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what Sebastian's going to draw into. He may get the Mystical Space Typhoon he needs.
Oh yeah, he may just be seeing.
But to be honest with you, I believe that this is rushing towards some sort of Jin lock, maybe.
I wouldn't see a Dijin lock being played against Yosenju. It doesn't really do anything.
Silly. It's just it seems that almost that line of play.
Unless he's just forgot. He may just have forgot he's playing against Yosenju and he's thinking this Necros player's going down.
What?
I don't know. He might have just forgot.
Okay.
It's kind of thing I do. I just like get into game 3 and think I don't know what I'm playing against anymore. And then I see him like summon a Talonite and I'm like, oh, that's not Yosenju's. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay.
Game 1, I thought I was playing a bit Burning Abyss. In game 2, I'm playing against Fire Fist.
Yeah. They kind of rhyme, I guess. Abyss Fist, I don't know. So, basic line of play here with the Necros deck. He gets a search with the 1,000-hand monster. He gets to summon his Unicorn to send his Herald of the Arclight to the graveyard, which allows him to continue his searching here. So he's probably going to be able to make an Exceed play, and I do wonder what he's going to go for.
What's in his extra deck?
There's all sorts. Well, there's all sorts of rank 4s, so he can go for any of the rank 4 monsters. Again, they're all Italian, so we're gonna have to have a quick guess.
He doesn't really want to play Abyss Dweller.
Yeah, so there's no point in playing a Dweller. There's no point in playing the 101. Rhapsody is pretty useless right now. He could just go straight into Dagos to Emerald and try and get some more cards that way.
Or Chain.
Yeah, Larval Chain to set up his next draw.
Casto and Gaga Cowboy.
Yeah, that's
useless, as is Exciting Knight and Dying Direwolf.
Yeah. There's not a lot. There's a potential for, I don't know, some Ptolemaeus play or something like that. I don't really know why he'd make that first turn play. It seems there's some kind of... Oh no, well they've just swapped one card round. So he's played the Preparation of Rites. Very, very powerful card in the Necros deck, so we recently saw that limited because of that fact. It allows you to go and search for a level 7 or lower ritual monster from your deck, and then add back a ritual spell card from your graveyard. Now that's really good because you get a ritual spell card and you get your ritual monster. That's everything you need to perform a ritual summon.
Which is why when that was at 3, Necros was ridiculous.
Yeah, you actually were at the regional when I first played this deck.
Yes.
And
when you got to the finals.
Yeah.
I believe there's footage of it online.
There is somewhere.
Of you getting Dark Hold and then...
Let's not talk about that.
And then losing horribly. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have built a house with the hand that I had.
Brick City.
Brick City. Population Necros. Okay, so here we see a pot of jards coming out. It's always a good thing to see. And that Shared Ride would have been nice last turn.
And so there's a secret move.
I don't want to dwell on this too much. I'm just going to mention it once more. That if he'd have gone first here,
he would have been going quite well, yeah. He would have drawn a lot of cards. He would have been able to get rid of the Unicorn. There'd been no search effect.
There'd have been no Unicorn. There'd have been no Unicorn because he wouldn't have played it.
No, he wouldn't have been able to.
No, he just played Shared Ride when the Magi was summoned, and then his opponent would just pass because he has no choice. Like, he can't. It's just you can't keep giving the cards to the Yosenju player because these trap cards are just gonna keep coming back.
And Yosenju Kama 3 runs over.
Yep. So this is the one that allows you to search whenever another Yosenju monster deals battle damage, but because there's no other Yosenju monster right now, he's stuck there. Yeah. So
anybody wonders why he didn't summon the Kama 3, you can't actually summon
two of the same.
Yeah. Now, during the end phase there, waiting until the Kama 3 returns to the hand to play the Royal Decree there so that no secret move or anything like that could happen.
Definitely no secret move happening there. So, yeah, there's a little man on top of a bridge that says there's no trap cards allowed. But that Shared Ride's going to produce some cards for the Yosenju player, and hopefully he's going to be able to look for that Mystical Space Typhoon to get rid of that Royal Decree.
Now, looking at it, to be honest, it doesn't like Sebastian's got much time left.
No, not at all. Potentially he might just lose this turn, to be honest.
There is the massive potential.
Yeah, actually, he just loses right now, I think.
Yeah. Or
he's just going to pass.
No,
he just drew off Shared Ride.
So
he just loses here.
Giovanni doesn't really care about the Shared Ride, right?
No.
So it's like the old Maxi
There's no Valkyrus. There's no Valkyrus in his hand to draw into. I'm pretty sure we're just going to see this finished here. He has to use a cycle somehow to summon the last monster because Necro Valley's on the field. But that's not a problem, I don't think. So this is 3/7, 5/7, 6/6 in total. So he needs just a small extra monster here. Let's see what he's got.
Fair, he has got the Branak and a Trishula.
Yeah.
So
it's just it's quite difficult to summon. It's quite difficult to summon other monsters when Necro Valley's on the field. There's no real way to ritual summon it. Yep. Okay, yeah, he can just search straight with Branak. Yeah, that I was about to say that's the only way. So yeah, he just swings for game here.
Yeah. And there's the handshake. And well, Necros
that was an explosive finish. That was an explosive finish. Yeah. Royal Decree is a very good card.
Royal Decree is a very good card. It's not something that's played very often, but when you're not really playing any traps, you don't really care.
No.
Definitely not. The only other deck that I play in is Melodious, just to show the variety of uses that it has.
Yeah. Okay. So Royal Decree is a very good card. It's probably one of the cards that's got the least amount of card text on it.
Yeah.
It just says, negate all other trap effects on the field.
Yeah, that's basically what it says. In fact, it's actually what it says.
Yeah, that is exactly what it says. Yeah.
So, absolutely fantastic explosive finish there for Necros.
Yeah.
Doing what Necros do.
Yeah,
really.
He just hid behind that man on the bridge that says no trap cards and
big blue
monsters.
Yeah, just
the big blue stick. Yeah, the big blue stick.
Big blue pea sticks.
Yeah.
Alliteration is the best thing ever.
Yeah. So I don't think we've got much more to talk about here. We can go...
I mean, let's have a quick look at exactly what's going on.
Okay, let's have a look.
I mean, he basically played exactly the way that he should Giovanni there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was perfect. Perfect execution there. We saw the final move just managed to take away all of his life points immediately. I mean, I don't think the Yosenju player had many more options to be done there. He just didn't have a Mystical Space Typhoon for the Royal Decree. And so I think the cards that we saw were a Phoenix Chain and a Bottom's Trapple, weren't they?
Yes.
So that would have very much stopped that right in its tracks.
So would you say that most of this came down, the reason why Sebastian just completely got essentially annihilated, I mean, he won game 1, was because he kind of made the wrong side deck choices. Although you say that card D was the correct side deck choice, I don't think going up to 3 when you already have 2 is the correct choice.
It was statistically correct from that kind of standpoint of, I want to get to my trap cards as soon as possible and get these set. Now, obviously, you don't get to set the cards you draw, but I think statistically it was kind of a correct play. But you do have that, you kind of increase that risk-reward factor of...
It's the case of...
I really want a card D,
it kind
but I
of
might draw more than one.
It increases your chances of drawing it, but I still say that it reduced the consistency of what he was actually trying to find. Simply by giving himself a card that means that he loses a turn, and then it opens himself up to a 1-turn kill under anything that would negate his traps.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, there's not a lot of cards in the game that do just say, I'm just going to negate all of your trap cards. There is only one, and it just happened to be. What's the other one?
Trapstun.
Okay, yeah, Trapstun.
So there's a possibility of 6 cards.
6 cards.
6 cards on a 40-card deck is a lot of cards, more than your card D.
That's true. Yeah. So,
yeah, I mean, as I say, I think it was down to that, and then possibly just the choice of letting the Necros player go first.
Yeah, if he'd have gone first,
if he'd have gone first, I mean, he's playing a deck that essentially sets trap cards and then plays trap cards.
Yeah,
like to say, I'm not going to go first because I'm probably not going to get them.
Yeah, not really a great outlook there, but still. So we see Giovanni progressing here through the tournament.
Yes, and that was a bubble match, so I do believe that it's possible if Giovanni wins the next round as well that he'll be going through.
Make the top cut, yeah.
Yeah, so we may be seeing him again, maybe seeing his Necros build. Well, of course, as you know, the kind of interesting one that runs the Scoldings and everything, the more North American build. See how exactly that goes in the European, tournament, really.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, now that was an absolutely explosive finish, absolutely fantastic game. We're going to have an interview with you very, very soon with my colleague Oliver Gurman and the winner of this round, Giovanni. See you soon.